What's going on, fellow fish tank fanatics? Sorry about that. I'm going to do a video today on the beloved 240. Now, this 240 was set up in May of 12. And I've had some issues with it. The manufacturer came out and they fixed a leak, which I don't really think it's leaking because it's continued doing it even after they've been out here. And now the other side is doing it. And for one, I dislike it a lot. For two, it's annoying. And for three, this is a glass tank and it's a massive tank. So the plan is to build a new one out of acrylic. Now, acrylic versus glass, you know, there's sides to both things. For one, for me, acrylic scratches easy. Yes, it does. But even though acrylic scratches easy, it also can be buffed out. That's a plus to me. The other thing is I can build it myself a lot easier than I can build glass myself. For two, the weight difference, the weight of an acrylic 240 versus a glass 240 is astronomical. This tank probably weighs 500 to 600 pounds. I mean, it takes 4 grown men to move it, and I don't want to be moving it. So needless to say, the goal in the plan is to build a new 240. Now the dimensions will be the same, 8 by 2 by 2. It's by far my favorite dimensions on a tank. The next best thing would be like a 180, a 6 by 2 by 2. A 10-footer, things like that are always better, but I can't go much over 2 feet high just because then I can't reach the bottom of the tank. And that is why I don't really want to go any deeper than 2 feet as well, width-wise. Width-wise, because I can't reach the back then with my short little arms. So needless to say, I'm pretty disappointed and upset. You can see all the watermarks. And it's a humidity issue, that's all it is. But where it leaks, right here, and right here, these are where the cross braces go. That's what's holding the tank together, and it leaks out of those. That bothers me, so like I said, the goal is to rebuild that. Now, if I rebuild that, if I can save up my pennies enough to afford the acrylic, I will also be rebuilding the entire stand. Never finished the stand because it started leaking, and I'm not motivated. I was never motivated to do it. So, with that being said, if I end up getting and building a new 240, I will also be building a new stand. The stand will be 2-inch tubular steel, as it is now, and I will skin it out. The skin, I hope, will be a little bit better than this. This is not good work. So, the goal is to replace it and make it nice. I doubt I use oak. I'll probably use poplar and paint it, and then do a black walnut top, because ideally, if I rebuild this whole thing, it will not be this tall. It'll be a max of about 42 inches, so it'll lower it about 6 inches or so to make it a little bit easier for me to do maintenance. And then I will enclose all of this, so this will all be enclosed, as will that side. There'll be a black walnut top that runs all the way around. There will be a bookcase that goes up all the way to the ceiling, and it'll jet out for a canopy. That's the goal. Whether I get it done or not, that's the question. But either way, 240, like I said, it's leaking, it's bothering me. And I'm not gonna call it a leak, I'm gonna call it a humidity issue, because that's what causes it. There's no physical water, it's literally humidity. But it bothers me, and I want to redo it. Now, when I do redo this tank, I will also be redoing the filtration. I run 2 FX5s on this tank, and I love the Fluval FX5s. But in the last couple weeks, I have had a lot of issues with them. Couple months. I'm having to clean those filters about once a week because it's clogging so quick. So when I redo it, I'll be getting rid of the canisters and going to a sump, which has its pros and its cons as well. But for me, in this situation, maintenance-wise, a drip system, as far as like a wet trickle tower, wet dry, whatever you want to call it, will work better for my situation that I'm in when I'm at home with all 3 of my young kids. So being able to do maintenance by pulling a sponge, the quilt batting off the top of the trickle tower, that's a lot easier than tearing apart the big FX5s, draining the water out so it's light enough I can move it, getting it outside, cleaning it out, setting it back up, no. We'll do things a little different. Man, look at those monos. Those silver scats, I still think I want to get rid of them. But either way, that's what's going on in the 240. Not the happiest with it, but so be it. We'll make it work. The other thing that's bothering me, here I'll show you all real quick, is the background. If you can see, the tile has started to fall off. Now this background is over 3 years old, so it is what it is. You know, this background has worked very well for the price that I paid to build it, which wasn't much. Slate tile, I believe I paid 58 cents a foot for it, so that's nothing. And then I literally just beat it with a hammer and got all the pieces to fit right. And then silicone cone. And to be honest, it was a project that I really did enjoy doing, as stupid as it sounds. But I really did enjoy it, and I definitely think the background makes this tank look as good as it does. But if I do an acrylic tank, I will probably spend the money and buy an actual 3D background. But that's all I got. That's all I've got going on in this tank. Hopefully the next time I make a video on it and talk to you all about it, I will know more what's going on. But either way, I will never get rid of my brackish-water fish. They are the coolest fish I know. You're big enough to get your own cracker? Well, good. Then I can go outside and you can stay in here, right?
I want to go outside.
It's way too cold and rainy to go outside. So that's my life. Alright, I'm going to get off here. And catch you next time.